everyone. I hope you can hear me in the back. Good morning. I am Dr. Rebecca Revels Lowry, Director of Alumni Affairs here at this beautiful university. On behalf of our Vice Chancellor for Advancement, Anita Stallings, and the entire Advancement team, thank you for joining us on this special occasion as we officially celebrate the opening of the Karen L. and Kelvin Sampson Nutrition Station. It is truly an honor to participate in this event where we celebrate a new chapter in supporting the health and wellness of our athletes. Today we recognize the generosity and vision of Karen and Kelvin and their commitment to the well-being of our campus community. The impact of this station will be felt for many years to come. This facility will serve as a vital resource for student athletes that will contribute to their overall success academically, physically, and mentally. Here at our university, we believe in fostering a supportive and healthy environment that is key to empowering our athletes to thrive in all areas of life. This station is essential and part of that mission, and we are deeply grateful to the Sampson family for helping us turn this vision into a reality. When I began to think about the honor, and I'm nervous, of bringing the welcome today, I thought about the word inspiration. Inspiration that I have experienced over the years as I sat on the living room floor in the home of my mom and dad, and we watched Coach Sampson any chance we got, from a little girl all the way to now. And I cheered you on, and he cheered you on as if we were at the game. I was awestruck, inspired, and impacted. And then I thought about Miss Karen, about her strengths and her character, as she donates her value and time to our institution and numerous other organizations through her philanthropic efforts. What an inspiration to women to follow their passion. As a team, your generosity inspires me, and we hope inspires other donors to understand the value and necessity of giving back to UNC Pembroke and the impact it will make generations to come. Thank you to both of you. Thank you all for being with us today. We look forward to all the space we'll offer to our campus and the difference it will make in the lives of our athletes. Thank you. I will now welcome Chancellor Cummings to the podium. Thank you.
Well said, Rebecca, very well said, very heartfelt. So welcome everyone on a somewhat rainy day. These are showers of blessings, as my dad would say, but it's a special day for the university. Over the last decade, Rebecca and I have had the honor to serve as Chancellor and First Lady, and we've had many opportunities like this to celebrate meaningful events here at UNC Pembroke, but none in each of those expanding on what we're trying to do here at UNC Pembroke. But today is no exception, and it really is a special day, as through the generosity of Karen and Kelvin, we add just one of those little things that makes all the difference that otherwise our university would not have. I'm especially grateful to be sharing this moment with lifelong friends, Karen and Kelvin, and we got some other friends back there, Johnny and Craig and Ricky and others who have joined us, all classmates, class of 1974. Our history dates back to childhood days here in Pembroke, where we learned, we grew, and we became part of a community that will always be at the heart of our lives, will always help to shape us and continues to shape us. Again, tonight, many of our classmates, we're going to celebrate our 50th high school reunion tonight. What happened? Where did it go? Where did it go? That's right, we are the old people. And we graduated from Pembroke Senior High together. After doing that, Karen and Kelvin went on to Pembroke State University. Karen graduated cum laude from UNCP with a degree in early childhood education. While a student here, she was active in various student activities such as the Indian Yearbook, which continues, and the marching band, which also continues. Kelvin was an award-winning student athlete at UNC Pembroke. As a point guard, he led the Braves as team captain during his senior year. He finished his collegiate career with 4 letters in basketball and 3 in baseball, show off. Yeah. He earned degrees in health and physical education and political science, and was inducted into UNC Pembroke's Athletic Hall of Fame in 1998. Growing up, I remember Karen's parents, Mr. Willie Vaughn and Miss Sue. They both had successful businesses in downtown Pembroke that for decades stood there, and many, many people knew when you talked about Mr. Willie and Miss Sue, who you were talking about. They were great friends to my mom and my dad. Karen and I were actually born about 3 days apart, and we always confused our birthdays. For many years, I celebrated my birthday on hers until somehow that got corrected. I actually wanted just to share your party because you guys could afford a party, and my parents couldn't.
And you were confused, I was not.
The Lowry family was one that my parents could always depend on, Karen, and you know this, I told you before. They always provided Dad and Mom good advice and support as my dad preached and led Prospect United Methodist Church, which back in those days, and I suspect even in these days, is a challenging job to say the least. Karen and I attended school during the week, and we went to Sunday school on Sunday, and we did that for 18 years. Likewise, Kelvin's mom and dad, Miss Eva and Mr. Ned. So Miss Eva, Mr. Ned were pillars likewise in the community. Miss Eva ran the infirmary here. I remember going by. I would go by often when I was in 12th grade in high school because Rebecca hung out with Miss Eva. I don't know, it's just a cool place to be for some reason. I remember Miss Eva as being a kind and gentle woman with an engaging smile. She is said to have pierced the ears of our local girls when that became a thing, because she was concerned that otherwise, if they tried to do it on their own, they would get infected. Mr. Ned was a member of the class of 1953 and was a star athlete in basketball, baseball, and football. After a game against a traveling all-star team, he received a letter from Duke All-American Dick Grote, who told him, "You're the best player I've ever played against." That's pretty high praise. In one game, and at a time when there wasn't a three-point shot, he rained down over 40 points, and he averaged 25 points a game. Mr. Ned is in our Athletic Hall of Fame for basketball, football, and baseball. Since graduating, Karen and Kelvin have continued to be involved with their university in a variety of ways, establishing a scholarship, for example, in honor of Kelvin's parents. Karen is in her 6th year on the UNC Board of Trustees, and she's got a few more to go before I release her. Kelvin has been our commencement speaker on 2 occasions. 2 years ago, when the North Carolina Board of Governors held their meeting here on our campus, which they do, we were able to convince Kelvin, borrow Kelvin to come and be our surprise guest speaker, and he literally brought the house down. To this day, including the meeting I just left, governors will come up to me and they'll say, of all the 15 campuses in the UNC system, the Board of Governors meeting I remember the most is the one that you guys had at Pembroke. We really set the bar high. Karen and Kelvin understand the value of education and the difference that it can make in someone's life. They also know that education isn't just what happens in the classroom, it's also what happens outside the classroom. Karen and Kelvin know firsthand the demands placed on student athletes. They understand that in order to compete on the court, students need to be well prepared off the court, and that includes proper nutrition, wellness, and balance in life. You're going to hear more about what this special gift means to UNCP athletics in a few minutes. Guys, you have shown us what it means to give back, to invest in the future, to invest in the lives of young men and young women, and to ensure that the opportunities that you had here at UNC Pembroke and throughout your incredible life, those opportunities are available for generations of students to come. I'll end by saying Albert Einstein says, "It is every man's obligation to put back into the world at least the equivalent of what he takes out of it." Karen and Kelvin, not just at UNC Pembroke, your impact, your influence is far-reaching, way beyond Robeson County. But we are so grateful that you look back home and that you come back home and that your influence and impact stretches back to your alma mater. Your contributions, both seen and unseen, have and will continue to change lives, to open doors, create opportunities for others that will resonate for years to come. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for your unwavering dedication to this university, to our students, and to this community. Mr. Willie and Miss Sue, Mr. Ned and Miss Eva are surely proud of the kids they raised. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chancellor, obviously, I think your fans found out we had an event this morning. This is a bigger crowd than we were expecting for a private event. You're also making them weak in the knees in the back, so appreciate you being here. Kelvin, we spelled that right, because your teammate said it was Kevin, but that's correct.
And my classmates said it was
I was just checking. To the Sampson family and to all of our guests, pardon our progress. In my time at UNC Pembroke, this is the most shovels that I've seen in the ground at one point. It seems like everything is under construction. And from an athletic standpoint, since this summer, we've actually got 5 projects that are underway currently. So really proud of the work under the Chancellor's leadership and really excited to see what that's going to mean for our student athlete experience down the road. And we're really excited to be able to check one of those projects off the list today, so thank you. We're here to talk about, really to a sense, the evolution of weightlifting from a metal welded dumbbell stuck under the pool in a humid, unair conditioned 4-foot high area to do a couple dumbbell presses and bench presses, to strength and conditioning as a profession, to now what we look at as athletic performance in a holistic approach to what we try and provide our student athletes. So from that perspective, I wanted to introduce some of our staff that are going to be key in that area to making sure that this is a success today. First, Mr. Noah Evington. Noah's our strength coach. Noah, thanks for being here. Frank Frazzino, also one of our strength coaches, and our assistant AD for athletic performance, Mr. Corey Minnie. Thank you guys for your leadership and getting this up to par, and thanks for what you're going to do to manage it as we move forward. I'd also like to recognize a couple of our student athletes that are here today representing their over 425 peers. We have selected these because they are really the best example of the vision that you all have in this investment. They take full advantage of the strength and conditioning athletic program, and I think that they're going to be the ones that push their peers as well. So, Mr. Jawan Carr from men's basketball. Jawan, thanks for being here. Mr. Jamae Blank from football. Thanks for being here. Ms. Anna Grossheim from women's soccer. Thank you for being here. Also EMS, if you saw her spring into action a second ago. And Miss Malia Garrison from women's basketball. Malia, thank you for being here as well. Trustee Karen L. Sampson has been a leader for our program for a really long time. And I can't express to her just how thankful I am for her tireless advocacy for us with the Board of Trustees. Simply put, she understands our industry. She has been entrenched in it for a long time and has seen it at the highest levels. She knows what wins, and she has pushed tirelessly with her peers to make sure that UNC Pembroke puts a platform in place to allow our student athletes to do just that. So thank you so much for your belief in our students and what this is capable of getting them to do. A wise man once told me, coaches win games and administrators win championships. And when I heard that, that was my first introduction to Coach Sampson. I'd been at Pembroke a relatively short time, the first 3 years here. And I was like, that is the coolest quote that I've ever heard. I need to repeat that. And then I got home and I realized we haven't won any championships since I've been at Pembroke. And Coach Sampson, in a tactful and respectful and visionary way, was telling me really what our core job as staff is. As an administrator, our role is to try and remove roadblocks for our coaches and our student athletes so they can go and do their thing. Our coaches are the creative all-stars that are going to get this thing done, and our job is trying to get roadblocks out of their way. And really, nutrition is a roadblock for a lot of our student athletes at this level in this community. We have students on partial scholarships. We have students that are making a decision on taking a smaller meal plan than they should to try and make ends meet at home, or to try and do some things that they want to do on the weekend. So to be able to get a protein program off the ground a couple years ago was game changing. I think you've seen the outcomes for our teams that aligned with that decision when we made that investment. So the ability to enhance that program and move it forward gives us a chance for their nutrition to be augmented in a really, really meaningful way. So the Sampson's experience, coupled with their generosity, we can't thank you guys enough. It is going to make a big, big difference for our community and continue to move our program forward for this next generation of athletes. So this investment is going to enhance the existing protein supplement program. It's going to help us to be able to provide some healthy carbs and fruit opportunities, and then more importantly, give the education and the access to what a wise caloric intake and timeline looks like as you head into competition. So we're really excited about all of those elements. So as I talked about Trustee Sampson, as I told you, she's got a lot of experience, because literally all that is spelled out in the gift agreement, so I don't, as the administrator, don't mess it up. But thank you for that. So Coach, trustees win championships, okay?
For sure.
To talk about what this investment means much better than I can, I'd like to bring up one of our student athletes. I'd like to bring Malia Garrison to the podium. Malia is going to share a few words on behalf of our student athletes, but she is a great representative just with the dedication and leadership that she shows in this phase of our programming. If you look at our women's basketball leaderboard, she has shattered every weightlifting and strength category that we've had. She's a great human being, and she knows a lot about nutrition because she works at Food Line, so she sees some of the choices that our student athletes are making. So you're going to be in charge of helping them make better decisions as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, Malia Garrison.
All right, my name is Malia Garrison. I am a senior on the women's basketball team. I am very fortunate to be a back-to-back two-time conference champion, and I look forward to another successful season. I would like to talk about the weight room, and as a student athlete, I think this weight room is amazing for not only team lifts, but also individual lifts. Just go in here and get your workout in, develop your body, and grow your body to be able to compete in games and also have that chance to continue to compete for more championships. With the nutrition station here, it's going to allow us to recover in a more developed way than we would be able to on our own. It'll give us more options and help all of our student athletes just recover and be the best that they can be for their seasons and their games. And I would like to say thank you very much for all that you do for UNCP and for the community. We really, truly appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to call the Chancellor and First Lady and the Sampson family and our student athletes up for the ribbon cutting. We're going to try and station right over here in front of the door, and then Willis is going to get a couple of shots.
Operating room, point that the other way. Ready?
Ready? There you go.
Come on, you guys get in for a photo.
There you go.
Please.
You're good.
We're going to turn the podium over to the Sampsons for some remarks.
When Dick first mentioned this, I don't remember where he put this little rock into the little lake, and then you know how it just kind of filters. And I said to Kelvin, this is something that I'm excited about, that I'd like to be involved with. And I wanted it exactly like it is for all athletes, all sports, and men and women. So everybody could take advantage of this. And I hope that you do. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming, and I'll turn it over.
Karen, I think Karen and I are both idea people. We're constantly pushing the envelope on whether it's things in our lives personally or the people that are directly behind us that One thing I've always thought was important is, and I tell every kid I coach this, don't ever forget where you come from. I think that's really important. Be proud of where you come from, and don't run from it. I left Pembroke in 1978 and drove a racktop Jeep to East Lansing, Michigan. Got a master's degree. Karen and her mother were so close, and her dad. And unfortunately, I took Karen to Michigan, Montana, Washington, Oklahoma, Indiana, Wisconsin, and now we're in Texas, and hopefully this is our last stop. But no matter where we've been, Pembroke has always been with us. I get introduced a lot, Coach Sampson from UNC Pembroke, and that usually elicits a question, where's Pembroke? What is Pembroke? And I'm proud to tell them, I grew up in Pembroke. I'm a Pembroke boy, graduated from UNCP. I look at Alfonso McCray. There's a generation of people that never had any idea how good he was. Grew up watching Coach Gain and Coach Gallagher, Jimmy Gambardella, Jesse Preddy sitting there. One of my good friends that played with me in college, Tony Dellinger, and a great friend of mine, a lifelong friend, Rhonda. Raise your hand, Rhonda. Then I see Craig and Johnny and Ricky. You know, and who? And my high school baseball coach, who's also a Hall of Famer, Ronnie Chavis. High school baseball field's named after him. So we've got a lot of people do good here, but there has to be a balance in your life about giving. You know, you can't sit around and just tell people what the problems are all the time. I've always called that the village idiot theory. You don't have to be very smart to tell me what the problem is. Trust me, I have that figured out. But you know, we get a lot further when you get solutions. You know, this was Karen's idea. She saw how it impacted the schools that we've coached at, whether it be the University of Oklahoma or the University of Houston, or going to seeing what the Houston Rockets have. It doesn't matter, you know, it's all relevant to where you are. But I'm blessed to have been raised in this this town. Really blessed to have had my father, Mr. Ned. You know, by the way, Kellen's son, I have two grandkids, Maisie and Kylan. Kylan's middle name is Ned, Kylan Ned. So I see a little of Mr. Ned most days when I see him. But Pembroke is a special place. Really appreciate you guys coming. And to the UNCP student athletes, there's a lot of people pulling for you guys. I think you should honor the past, but don't live in it. You live in the future, and you guys are the future. You're the most important thing we have going right now because you represent who we are. We're pulling for you. We're going to do everything we can to help you from afar, and wish everybody the best of luck. Thank you.
Can I say one more thing? When I do travel and I do say UNCP, it is amazing on all the work that everybody has done. People have heard of us. That wasn't the case at one time. But they'll say, oh yeah, I've heard of them. I've heard of UNCP. And that's whether I'm in a plane or we talk about it all the time. So again, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you guys, and as a result of their generosity, consistently and including this nutrition station at last year's Golden Brave Awards, which is our opportunity to celebrate the student athletes' successes, you were both named the Braves Club Member of the Year. So we didn't have a chance to give that to you there, but we wanted to present you with the Braves Club Member of the Year award.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So, photos, backdrop, we'll be around for a couple of minutes. Obviously, thank you all for being here. We can't thank you enough. And to our student athletes and our coaches, I look forward to seeing how we're going to steward this area to even better experiences for our athletes moving forward. So, go Braves.
Good
Braves.